How's it going, everybody? The Seer here, and I had some technical difficulties with my microphone on the first few matches that I ended up doing, so I do apologize for that. I do want to go over those. As far as my opponent today, we are going against Ricardo Milos, and they are only 133 million TCP, which is a huge props for them to be up here at this. They're going to be very efficient in their hits. They do have Mephisto Odin pretty much on the offensive side of things. As far as their defense goes, they have Liberty with Ultimates in Stage 1. You can see in Stage 2, they have that Night Stalker Scientist Supreme. I'll do the replay of that matchup at the end, as well as another matchup I already did. Stage 3, they have Kahori, APOC, Black Knight, Old School Emma, and Omega Sentinel. I do have the video footage of that one, so we'll go into that one when I actually do the hit. Stage 4, we have Annihilators with Phoenix Force. Stage 5, they have the Starjammers on defense. Again, I'll show the replay for that one. And Stage 6, they have Wanda's Revenge with Kingpin. So with that being said, let's go into the videos. All right, for the Stage 2 matchup, this one here, I had that audio issues that I ended up talking about. We end up going in with that Cabal Kang Moonstone. This is a very easy, very quick matchup. There is some form of error that you could end up doing with us. So right off the bat, we end up targeting Kang, using Kang's basic into Man-Thing. We use the basic, so we try to get some crits out there. The assist did come in, we got the kill. Next up, we end up using that special from Moonstone. We get the stun, and all the assists come in and actually end up killing Blade on this hit. Now here, there was that RNG to where Agatha actually got to go before Oath, so she's going to end up using that ultimate into us. That does end up calling the assist from Oath in on that Moonstone. Now we end up using the special from Iron Patriot. It flips everything. We get all the assist going into Oath. Namor goes. We use the ultimate here. Big turn meter rewind. Assist again comes in. We get the kill on Oath. And after that, it's a pretty much over as far as this matchup goes. So 10 out of 10 would definitely recommend this matchup. The next matchup that did end up having issues was the Starjammers mirror match. On this one here, it's the basic Starjammers mirror. If you have the Starjammers on offense, you see it on defense. I always recommend taking that matchup. It gives you very good efficiency. It's very easy to actually pull off. So Havoc's going to use that special to get the trauma stun into Howard the Duck. After that, we have our Howard the Duck going. We end up putting ability block on their next 3 characters. That's going to take a turn. That's going to be Havoc primarily. Now, the Gladiator does end up coming in. For Rocket Raccoon, we actually use the basic because it's a big AoE burst. You get the kill, and now we have Lilandra going. We use the ultimate, and that pretty much is game over for them. From here, we end up trying to take out the Groot. He ends up coming back to life, unfortunately. The counterattacks take out the Rocket, and then we use Havoc's ult to take out the enemy Groot. Very easy, very quick. Now for Stage 3, you can kind of see here already, I end up doing the cleanup with the Immortal X-Men. The initial matchup I end up taking, I was debating about using my own Kahori for the offensive side of things in here. Try to get the speed advantage by using my own Loki to try to get the extra turn meter. And I can't really use the OG Emma because of the enemy APOC. Now if I did end up doing my own Kahori with Loki, that would allow me to go first. However, the Black Knight kind of scared me on this. So I was thinking that taking the Illuminati would end up working. I made Black Panther Shuri that skirmisher, so we try to get the charges off the Black Knight, but that was not the case to where that worked in this one. So what we end up doing is we have our Black Panther Shuri skirmisher. We use that special to try to get the charges off of the Black Knight. They got resisted, which is part of the issues with this matchup. Once that happens, I kind of figured this match was going to go downhill very quickly. Kingpin will use that special so we can get safeguards, so we don't have to worry about the flips as much. We still take that damage from the Black Knight though. Now here the immunity end up getting taken off due to Captain Britain, so we're able to use a special in here that ends up making it where we get a rebound chain. We get the stun into the Black Knight again. The taunt is still on him. Now the taunt gets cleared off. I want to try to go all in on Kahori, so we use the ultimate from Mr. Fantastic. That calls the assist in. Now we end up using Black Bolt's special. We get the striker shot. And right here, the match is pretty much over. Kahori gets a special pulled off. Big damage into us. And APOC ends up doing the special, gets a heal rebalance on his side of the field. We're still going to try to push through. I do end up killing the Black Knight during this matchup. However, I can't get through the Kahori or the APOC. So there I end up using the ultimate from Hank Pym to try to get slow out there in the trauma. Hank Pym gets killed off. I tried doing some extra damage into Kahori, try to kill her before she gets another special off. Now I end up getting the Black Knight killed off. Right here, we end up doing the special, try to get some assist called in on the Kahori. The Omega Sentinel pings are just kind of wrecking us as well, to where we eventually do lose the Mr. Fantastic. Here Kahori gets another special pulled off, and the match is pretty much over. So I do end up having to come in for a cleanup, as you guys saw on this one. So a bit of RNG failure on this one, and I think I maybe hindsight 50-50. I should have probably done the Kahori with Loki and just try to bring somebody in to try to deal with the charges on Black Knight. Maybe use my Illuminati without Captain Britain and throw Kahori and APOC in there. Maybe something like that. All right, we are doing the cleanup hit into stage 3, which I'm going to show the replay or what I actually did for that hit. For the follow-up hit for the cleanup, we're going to just use our Immortal X-Men in here. I'm going to end up stopping that turn meter from Kahori, so this should be a pretty straightforward, easy matchup. All right, so right off the bat, Kahori is doing that passive shot. Let's go ahead and get the stun into Kahori, so we're not having to worry about her specialing every single turn. Let's do the rewind striker shot into Omega Sentinel. All right, so she is killed off. Let's go ahead, try and go into this APOC. We're going to special into him. And let's bring everybody together. And let's go ahead and rewind. There we go. Now a very easy kill into that Kahori. All right, for stage 4, we are going in here with our Mephisto. We have Null, Nightcrawler, APOC, and Gore. Nightcrawler is in here to try to get a little bit of control out there. APOC for the extra damage boost they can end up providing us. We have Null with Gore and Mephisto. So hopefully we can try to get through this matchup pretty efficient and clean. If we do need to, we will do that timeout method into the Phoenix Dark Phoenix move. All right, so right off the bat, we're going to end up using that basic into the Gladiator. You can see the damage that we just did to him. So he's killed off very easily. Let's go ahead, try to special into Thanos Endgame. There's a stun on him. All right, so let's go ahead and I actually want to use the special here into the enemy Gore. I don't want to push Thanos Endgame right now. And that actually ended up hurting us. Phoenix doing that mind control hit into Thanos. There goes our APOC. There goes Thanos Endgame. Let's go ahead and special with Null into the Omega Red. Let's ult with Carnage. All right, now we're going to end up doing that ult. All right, there's a push. Now we're going to end up dropping this down to 1x. Let's go ahead and ult here. That should end up killing the Omega Red and Phoenix. All right, so now we're just going to end up doing the timeout. This is going to end up making it to where the Dark Phoenix here, when she comes in, isn't going to end up doing that extra damage to us and kind of hurting us. I did actually unpause that a little bit too early. You can see the damage right there. But we're going to be back in about 3.5 minutes, and that's going to count as a victory. All right, for stage 1, we're going in here with the Superior 6. We have Mysterio, so that way they don't spawn in with the immunity on spawn. Now, they do have their team built basically to an overpowered 8, so we're actually going to have overpowered on a lot of them, and Superior 6 is a pretty good counter into them anyways. So let's go ahead and take them out. All right, so right off the bat, we're going to end up using that ultimate. This is going to do a big turn meter rewind, and we actually have overpowered on them, so this should be some pretty good damage right off the bat. Let's go ahead and get the ability block there into Captain Sam. That's also going to apply the, or just a death status into a couple of the characters. All right, let's go ahead and special. We did lose Green Goblin Classic, but the match is already pretty much over. All right, let's special here. And Striker Shot. And let's go ahead and throw the blind out there. All right, let's go back to Cap Sam, try to take him out. And we're going to end up doing that special with Shocker. He bled out, rewind, and that should kill him. Oh, now it will. All right, for stage 6, this is going to be a very easy, very quick matchup. We're just going to go in here with our full Vigilante team. We have overpowered quite a bit on them in regards to this one. I did debate about using Kahori in here, but I'm just going to go with the full team. Silver Sable ult is probably going to end up clearing this entire wave out. All right, so Silver Sable ult. And, well, some of them did end up surviving. All right, let's go ahead and ult here, get that stun into Scarlet Witch. Striker Shot should kill her. And that should take her out. Yep, very easy, very clean. Alrighty, so we are now 2-0. We were able to beat Ricardo, and as you see, this was a very close matchup. So that shows you that TCP isn't everything in Cosmic Crucible. This was a 80-90 million power punch-up for him, and he was very, very good. So props to you, Ricardo. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the attacks that we have going on. For stage 1, we did the Superior 6 into Liberty Ultimates, 8365. For stage 2, we did Cabal, Kang, Moonstone again, 8368. Stage 3, this was kind of a dumb move. I think if I would have gone straight with Immortal X-Men, this could have actually worked as the one-shot on here. But this did get us a 7959. Stage 4, we did Mephisto, APOC, Null, Gore, Nightcrawler into Phoenix Force Annihilators, 8354 as well. Stage 5, Starjammers into Starjammers, 8369. And stage 6, we did Vigilante for 8372. Now, as far as our defense goes, stage 1 is what actually held it up for us. They did Vigilante as the one-shot, and basically Silver Sable did the ultimate, killed everybody except for Thanos. Phoenix came back, brought back Omega Red Phoenix Force, and then we were able to clean them up on this one. So the Thanos push definitely saved us on here. Also, Old Man Logan is getting exhausted, looks like, on defense or even on offense, and Black Panther Shuri as well, somebody told me. As far as the cleanup, they end up doing Orcus with Ancient One. Stage 2, they did the same team, Cabal, Kang, Moonstone. We need to find a new team to throw in stage 2, unless you just use this as bait to pull the Cabal team. Stage 3, this was my turtle room. I did end up swapping Odin back out again for Mephisto, because Mephisto does appear to make this actually more difficult. They end up doing Mephisto, Odin, Shadow King, Old Man Logan, Black Cat as the one-shot, 8352. Props to you, that was a beautiful hit. Stage 4, they did Super Scroll, Null, Hive Mind into my Wanda's Revenge, 8368. Stage 5, Ares along with the Illuminati got the one-shot into the Thunderbolts. It looks like we killed Ares and we killed Black Bolt on here. This Thunderbolts team is actually scaling really well in the stage 5 room. Stage 6, they end up doing Immortal X-Men into Liberty Lizard, 8369. So again, props to you, Ricardo. That was an amazing matchup. I'm sure we're going to end up meeting each other again. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, even with all the technical difficulties we had throughout it. If you did enjoy this video, please remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Until next time, have one for the rest of the day.